Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Tom Spark. Today we're talking about WireGuard. It's a new VPN protocol that a lot of people are pretty excited about and hyped up for. Now, you might be wondering, what is WireGuard? Well, WireGuard is simply a new VPN protocol, and if you're not familiar with VPN, well, VPNs use different protocols for different reasons with pros and cons for each. Now, OpenVPN, you might have heard of, is one of the most popular and used protocols right now in the market. Now, it was developed in 2001, so it is quite an old protocol, but it's been securely tested and it's been vetted, and it's one of the best VPN protocols in terms of combination of security and speed. Not having too much speed loss, but having really good encryption. Now, there are other protocols that are used, but OpenVPN is probably definitely the industry standard. So WireGuard is a new VPN protocol that promises to be smaller in terms of the code, simpler to use, and just overall more secure than previous protocols. Now, of course, it has kind of interesting cryptography techniques that it's trying to use, like crypto key routing, which is used to protect user data. But unless you're kind of like a math whiz, and in terms of understanding the cryptography, some of that is kind of something you're going to have to look into on your own. But for me, what interests me about WireGuard is the benefits that it promises to have. Now, since it has a smaller code base, it promises to be kind of more light and easy to use on something like cell phones. Now, if it does have the good security and does have some of these improvements, it can be really good and just kind of take over. Now, WireGuard promises to have increased performance on cell phones, which means better battery life. It promises faster connections, which means you're going to be able to use it quicker. It has good roaming support and overall just good reliability. How does it remain faster than other protocols? Well, it seems to work especially well on smartphones because it has new cryptographic methods and it lives inside the Linux kernel. So since it has a small code base, WireGuard should be easy to modify, squash bugs and vulnerabilities, and to make improvements. Now, the one thing about WireGuard that is probably a deal breaker is it doesn't have a PC app. Now, it does have support for Mac and iOS and Android and Linux, and you can even use it on your VPN router if you check out some guides on OpenWRT and stuff like that, wiki. But WireGuard is not fully developed. It's not fully released, which means there could be some serious security and vulnerabilities within the kind of protocol that haven't really been ironed out. It's not really been tested or vetted yet, so until version 1.0 is out yet, it's probably not secure to use if you really care about security. Now, OpenVPN has been around so long that it's very easily respected, and it's a good protocol to use without much vulnerabilities. So if you really care about security, well, maybe it's not time to use WireGuard yet. In fact, some VPNs like AirVPN haven't even really wanted to support WireGuard yet since they don't really trust it or think that it's ready to use. But a lot of VPNs are kind of rolling out testing of WireGuard for its users, so users can kind of test it and see how it works for them. Now, not every VPN does support WireGuard, but in this video, I'm going to be covering TorGuard VPN. So it does support WireGuard and it lets you test it out pretty easily. Now, it is my top rated VPN because it has fast speeds, the cheapest pricing, and tons of other good things about it if you want to check out the TorGuard full review. Anyways, guys, I'm going to show you how to install WireGuard on your iPhone, and this process is going to be similar on Android. Now, in my test, I've got some pretty good results here using WireGuard, which make me pretty excited overall for this protocol when it really takes off and gets secure as, or as trusted as OpenVPN. So let's go ahead and show you how to use WireGuard right now. Alright, guys, so the first thing you're going to do is go to torguard.net. You're going to need a VPN subscription for this, and it's $10 a month or $5 a month with code TOMSPARK. You get better deals, if you do yearly and stuff like that. It's pretty cheap VPN, definitely the cheapest VPN out there. Private internet access might be cheap, might be $6.95, but $5 is still cheaper than that. And other VPNs like NordVPN and stuff like that are going to be upwards of $12. So this is a pretty good deal. Now, there are a couple other VPNs that support WireGuard. Like Molvad. A lot of people think Molvad's super special because it supports WireGuard, but I don't think it's as good as VPN in general, and this supports WireGuard as well, so why not use TorGuard, right? So anyways, we're going to go to the account panel. You're going to find that at the top of the page, right there at the top, and then you're going to log in. So once you log into TorGuard's account panel, you're going to go to the top here, go to Tools, and click Enable WireGuard Access. Now from here, you're going to click Enable WireGuard, and then it's going to give you this little green button that says Download Config. From right here, you're going to download the config, and actually what you're going to do is open up your email application. So there might be a different way of doing this. I'm not really quite sure. I just found that this was the easiest way for me. What I did is I went ahead and sent that file to myself on my phone. What I do is drag the config file into the thing here, and I'll load it in. It's only about a kilobyte, and then you're just going to send it to yourself. And now we're going to migrate over to our smartphone, either Android or iOS, since it's supported on both. So basically what you're going to do is open it up in your email app, and then you're going to download the file and then go ahead and move it over to WireGuard. So that's how I did it on iOS. You could probably find a similar way in Android to do it. Pretty much you're just going to want to open up that file or copy it to the WireGuard's app, and then it's going to pretty much input the file as a configuration for the VPN tunnel in WireGuard. From there, you're going to be able to start it up and start WireGuard right away. So in this part of the video, I'm actually testing out WireGuard first to see how it works with TorGuard's New York server, see what kind of speeds and performance we're going to get from WireGuard, and then we're going to directly compare it again with OpenVPN after. So with WireGuard, we're getting really good speeds here. Now this wouldn't be the ideal server for me per se in terms of maximum speeds, but since this was a WireGuard enabled server, I went ahead and picked New York, and then with OpenVPN, I picked the same exact server, so that way we could get an accurate speed test. So with WireGuard, we got really good speeds, 91 megabits a second. Now, upon this next test, I actually forgot that I was using IPsec on TorGuard's actual VPN app because the licensing restrictions on OpenVPN, like I mentioned before. Now, with TorGuard app, you can actually download config files kind of through TorGuard's app that will let you load them into OpenVPN. So this test right here, 50.2 megabits a second, was actually a little bit slower. I actually went into the OpenVPN app and tested out TorGuard, a New York server, and got around 63 megabits a second. But even comparing that to WireGuard, we can still see that WireGuard is faster than both IPsec and OpenVPN protocols on iPhone. Alright guys, so the $1 million question, should you use WireGuard? From my test, you can see that it's clearly faster on iOS and probably will be the same on Android. Now when we see this come to PC, and you could even test it on Mac right now, I would be surprised to find WireGuard significantly faster. It's a newer VPN protocol with new security techniques and cleaner code, and it does really seem to be pushing the envelope here in terms of VPN protocols, which is good to see. However, I still want to recommend using it in terms of security. It is a new protocol, and it still does need a bunch more testing. So if you're worried about security and leaks and stuff like that, I would stick with OpenVPN since you're going to get pretty good speeds as is. But if you really want to test something new and you want to go for the speeds, then WireGuard might be something interesting to look into. Now remember, check the links and stuff in the description down below. I would recommend TorGuard if you do want to test WireGuard since it worked very well for me. And I'll see you again very soon on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.